Sacramento could make it easier for undocumented immigrants to purchase a home in California. It's called AB 1840.
AB 1840 adds specific wording to the California Dream for All program, which is the state's down payment assistance program. The wording would make undocumented immigrants able to apply for this money. I spoke with the author of the bill and the local politician against it.
We said it was a dream for all, that's what we meant.
Assemblyman Dr. Joaquin Arambula from Fresno is the author of AB 1840. The bill says that applicants of the state's Dream for All program should not be disqualified based on their immigration status. The Dream for All program is a down payment assistance program for low to moderate income aspiring homeowners. Those selected get a 20% down payment on a home that has to be paid back plus interest if the homeowner sells it.
For many people who have been here for years, if not decades, because we have a broken immigration system, who have been paying taxes and doing their hard work as well of building up a credit score, that we need to figure out how to open doors for all people to realize that dream of homeownership.
We shouldn't move people to the front of the line that haven't paid their dues.
El Cajon Mayor Bill Wells, who's also running for Congress, says he disagrees with AB 1840. He says the money for the California Dream for All Act should only go to legal U.S. citizens and veterans assistance programs.
They should be first in line to buy homes and to get assistance, not people that work for this country. And, in fact, some that come from countries that our young men and women were actually fighting against.
Assemblyman Arambula says the money in the Dream for All program should be available to everyone who qualifies, which means they have to have a social security number or an I-10 number. He says there are already programs for veterans and more in the works.
We're passing housing bonds that ultimately will allow us to bring resources specifically for our veterans and look forward to the opportunity to make sure that we're able to walk and chew gum at the same time.
I don't understand why we're letting people that have lived here all their lives and sometimes for generations twist in the wind and not be able to afford their own home.
So if passed and signed by the governor, AB.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
And I'm D. White.
Today on the new party, we're going to be discussing a very, very controversial topic regarding the new bill being passed in California. From the sound of it, it sounds like it's for those that have legal immigration status, unfortunately. Gray, you did some research on this. What do you think of the new bill?
I think in some ways they're blowing out of proportion. Like, some people think they're getting free houses, and like they are having to make them go have like certain things like a high credit score, and they had to pay the down payment back with interest. But I do understand, like, with housing being so high and a lot of just natural born Americans not owning homes, they will be upset to hear that, people who have came in the country illegally are getting help. But one thing I would say that this helps with, if we're trying to get rid of illegals, this is a good way to track people and get their information. What about you, D?
Yeah, I completely disagree with everything you just said. I think that this is outrageous, and the American people shouldn't stand for it. I don't think that one illegal, not one, should get taxpayer money for a home until every American can own a home, until every service member has a home. It's asinine to suggest that we make people work 2 and 3 jobs to be able to scrape by pay rent and to afford a down payment, but then we take the money from those guys and we funnel it to the illegals, to help them get us. Everybody needs help. I understand that, but I'm an American first, right? And I feel like all Americans should get our tax dollars should go to us first before we give it to anybody else. I just disagree with that.
Well, it gets even wilder than that. This weekend in California, it was a big standoff with the proponents that are supporting reparations versus the Democratic senators of the state. Let's watch this clip and then we'll get into what happened.
This is Assemblyman Mr. Blind. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking.
Is it supposed to sound like that?
Texas. Why are you so upset?
Yeah,
You
there's
vote
a
for
little
three
issue with
strikes?
the sound, but I'll mute it. Basically, what he's saying is the Republican senator of the state is confronting a Democrat senator, and he's telling him, why won't you allow the bill to vote? So pretty much what happened over the weekend, they would not allow the bill for reparations to come up for a vote. So a lot of Black Californians are upset because they believe that the bill should come to vote. Dee, what do you think about reparations, and what do you think about the bill coming to vote?
Yeah, I think it was a great tactic by the Republicans. They wanted what they wanted to do was for them to bring it so we can see who actually votes for it and who votes against it. That way, you can't
Right.
just say that, you can't blame it on, oh, the Republicans this, the Republicans that. Your name's attached to your vote so everybody can see it. I do believe that the fight for reparations is a fight that's null and void. I don't believe that we will ever get it. I do believe it was promised to us and we should get it. Unfortunately, I don't think that they ever will. It's become too convoluted. Such a long time ago. Who's going to pay for it? Why the states that don't have slavery? Why are they paying into it? It's just a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. And I just wish that as a society, us Black people would come together and stop looking for free handouts. Even though it's owed to us, I do understand they did promise it to us. They lied. We're never getting it. Let's move on.
I actually agree with Mr. D. White that we're never going to get reparations. I think it's a fight that's just never going to happen. I think that they may try to invest in like underprivileged neighborhoods, like with schooling and job programs and things like that. But I don't think they're actually going to ever pass out actual money to people based on them being African American. And we've had the argument on this channel recently where we talked about the FBAs and the tethers, which means, Foundation of Black Americans and people who are tethers. And we was on a channel that's actually from the Get Out Jordan Peele movie, whichever one it was. What about you, Nora?
So I think that you just said all the Democratic talking points. I'm sorry, it's never going to happen. It's out of our hands. But you know what we'll do? We'll give you guys some funding towards your schools and maybe some dollars to go fix up a playground. I think it's time to hold the Democrats to the fire. And that was the biggest thing that they said, by the way, Mr. Newsom, you're not allowing us to vote for this in your state. So we're sending you a message to send to your buddy Kamala Harris. Let's see what they said in this clip.
The speaker needs to bring the bills up now. These are their bills. They have their names on the bills. They killing their own bills because they scared of the government. Now, listen, they gonna see this and they gonna get mad at us. They killing their own bills, then they gonna get mad at us. They killing their own bills because they scared of the government. Okay? We don't care.
We need to
Bring the goddamn bills up now.
The governor needs to understand that the world is watching California, and this is going to have a direct impact on your friend Kamala Harris, who's running for president. This is going to have a direct impact. So pull up the bills now, vote on them, and sign them.
We have
We've
the
been
votes.
waiting for over 400 years.
The speaker needs to bring the bills up now.
So pretty much I can tell you from being on X over the weekend, I was in some spaces. There are a lot of people now coming out and saying, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. Now, I'm not going to promise I'm going to vote for Trump, but I'm damn sure sitting this out. They're very, very angry. Dee, do you think this is going to impact the upcoming election? And if so, how?
Yeah, of course. You can't. The problem is you keep promising these people you're going to give them stuff. You're going to give them money. You're going to give them reparations, and then every 4 years you just don't deliver. And the fact that they're killing their own bills with their names on it, it's showing that you guys you don't really mean it. You're promising people stuff and you never plan to deliver. And I think this is really going to come back and bite them. What about you, Greg? What do you think?
I mean, I want to respond to what Nora said about the Democratic Party. I mean, basically, I think most Black people know the chances of the Republican Party giving them that is way better with the Democratic Party. So, yes, you guys are correct that they're killing their own bills. Do I think that these people who are going to go vote for Trump now because of that? Not at all. I think they're just seeing an opportunity and they're like, oh, we go hold Kamala to the fire to try to get some reparations. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, but the only difference is the Republican Party never promised reparations. They never promised that they're going to do it. They didn't create a task force to look into reparations. I don't even understand what the point of that was. In California, they assigned a task force of people to look into the idea of reparations, not to come up with a plan, just to think about it. I mean, it's just lip service. That's all they do ever.
Well, Abraham Lincoln said we were going to get 40 acres and a mule, and he was a
Correct,
Republican.
correct. And then he was assassinated. They blew his head off for making statements like
My
that.
bad, I need to laugh. Yeah,
All
right, right.
right.
Well, there's another controversial policy that's been promised, this time by Trump. Let's hear what he had to say and we'll discuss it.
From a college, I think you should get automatically, as part of your diploma, a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges, too.
I've been dying to hear what y'all have to say about this one.
Well, what I have to say is this. We talked about this on Dana with the Data regarding Dreamers. I think that the issue is in this country, we're not having babies and we're not as educated. So I think people that have education, that are coming here and going to school, if they're following the rules, they came here on a visa, they're following properly, they're applying to stay here, like following the steps to stay here. I think that they should get a green card. I would rather those people get a green card than the people hopping the damn border. We don't know who they are. We've never vetted them. At least those people were vetted. Steve?
I 100% agree with Nora. She was completely right. I'm not against immigration, right? America is a melting pot full of people from all over the land. It's not sustainable, especially with these many people coming in all at once. And the people who graduate from college, I mean, two things have happened, right? You got a second one, you are assimilating into our society. You speak English. You've shown that you have the a steady place to live and to go to school and to contribute. I mean, because you're not going to school for free, So I mean, you're probably about it. It helps because we need more people to come in to take to take job, well, not to take jobs, but to occupy jobs. Not just the low wage stuff. That way, it helps everybody, and you're not a burden on the society here.
Education means that you are employable. That means you have transferable skills. So that's why I support these people. They're employable. They're adding to us. They're adding to our knowledge. They're adding to our education. So we look like we can compete with the superpowers of the world like Russia and China. Great.
Well, we're a number one economy. We're much better than Russia and China. And I think that I can agree to a certain extent that skilled degrees, like something that's needed, like an engineer, I know we get a lot of people from India that go work in Silicon Valley. So people that like jobs that are needed that some people won't work. But I think one of the big things that we should do here, which y'all probably be surprised hearing this from me, it should be some type of luxury tax where we're getting wealthy people into America where,
I'm
wealthy
not
people
surprised. You like to tax people. That's what Democrats do. They tax. So yeah, no, I'm not surprised by that.
It's a luxury tax. If we charge people and we make it like luxury, like okay, you pay us $50,000, then you automatically get a green card.
Oh, wait, you want to hop the line. Oh, but I'm not surprised by
That,
that either because the people are hopping the line through the border. Yeah, I actually support that. I would rather wealthy people come in here and hop the line than these people sneaking in.
I
yeah.
agree. I agree with that.
And
That's
the
a great
last
idea,
clip.
Mr. Gray.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a great idea. Yeah, and while we're at it, let's take that luxury tax to finish building the wall. Great idea. I love it. So the next clip, Gray's gonna love this one. Allegedly, border crossings are down.
Fifth straight month, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Border Patrol agents apprehended just over 56,000 migrants in July. That's a 32% drop from June. CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd joins us now to discuss this and other stories in our weekly national security wrap-up. So, Sam, what's driving the numbers at the border to go down?
Well, Lindsay, just to recap, as you mentioned, CBP reported that encounters have dropped to 56,408 irregular migrants encountered at our southwest border in the month of July. Just to put that in context, last December, there were 250,000 encounters, so massive drop here. I am told, based on my conversations with DHS officials, that the decreases are affecting all nationalities. Now, what's driving this? Numbers have been decreasing over the last 5 months, but in June, President Biden issued a proclamation that really curtailed asylum processing between ports of entry at our southwest border. Since that proclamation was issued in June, encounters have dropped 55%. Now, a key question here is whether encounters will drop below 1,500 over a 7-day average. If they do, the curtailment on most asylum processing will be lifted. Another positive outcome of this news is that CBP has shared that in light of these decreases in encounters, they're able to focus on other critical priorities, like, for example, counter fentanyl. So overall, a very positive development on our southwest border.
Let's turn to the Israel-Hamas war.
How convenient. The border crossings are down right before the election. Dee, what do you think about that news article or news story we just watched?
I believe the Democrats have already hit their target goal of 20 million people brought into this country. So I just feel like now it's just, a few stragglers coming through. I mean, even though 50,000 is still a lot of people, still a lot of people, but I just feel like you said, right before the election time, they have already they hit their target. And I think that they're getting ready to wrap it up so they can have some articles to, push out for everybody to see.
Yeah, I completely agree with Dee. Thank you, President Joe Biden. It's a bipartisan issue, so I feel like we should have came together and been able to pass it, but he had to sign an executive order. And now they can concentrate on stopping drugs and things like that. And I always, as a Democrat, always wanted Democrats to jump on this issue and completely take control of it. And I think Joe Biden, his administration, has done that. And that's a plus for the Democratic Party. Go ahead. No.
20 million people later.
So let us know what you think in the chat. Is it 20 million too late? Is it a great thing what's happening? Do you think it's okay that they're giving money towards homes that could potentially go to illegal immigrants in California, but they promise looking into reparations, but they won't even bring it to a vote? Gray, what's your closing words?
Guys, please go watch us on the Dana Network. We'll be debating Judge Joe Brown over the debate between Kamala Harris and Trump. We finally made it. Definitely go check it out. We'll put the link in the description. What about you, D?
Yep. Don't forget, please, September 10th. You got to check us out, man. September 10th.
And like, share, subscribe.
Always vote.
Always vote.
Whoa.